Hi there, this is Maneesh Vijay
And this is Vijaya.
from PM Pulse, bringing to you PM Ninja video series, power-packed episodes on everything about project management and more. In this video, we are going to talk about speaking versus...
Communicating.
Oh, was that speaking or was that communicating?
Let's find out.
Oh, let's find it out. Keep watching.
Speaking. Speaking is about sending message to your receivers, whether one person or multiple receivers. The mediums are not important to this discussion. Speaking is basically articulating what you have to say. It is not important if the other person understands you or not. It is all about proper articulation, and using the proper language is necessary. Let me give you some examples of speaking. Radio jockey giving you information through the mic, TV anchors, politicians asking for votes, large seminars where big people give you speeches. These are all examples of speaking. But do you notice something? In all these examples, the sender of the message is not ensuring that the receiver understands the message or not. This is also called broadcasting.
Thank you, Dhwani, for letting all of us know exactly what is speaking. And must I say, it was pretty good articulation. Or should I also say I didn't understand because you were just speaking? I'm just kidding. Here's the thing about speaking versus communicating. Let me tell you something about what happens when I speak, or anybody for that matter. When a message is broadcasted or just spoken, the message, before it registers into the mind of the receiver, it passes through noise. What is that noise? Noise is not just the surrounding actual ambient sounds. What is the bigger problem is the noise in your head. What kind of noises are we talking about? I'm talking about difference in culture, difference in language, difference in perception, difference in meaning of certain words and terminology, the trust that you have in that person, and the general political situation in the environment in which you are actually conversing with the other person. All of this actually plays a lot of role. What about you did not have your breakfast, you are irritated, you got up late, you did not even have your coffee, and to top it all, you also got a ticket of $200 when you were rushing to your office. You're in a bad mood. And then at some point of time, somebody comes up to you and says, I like what you did yesterday. You're going to perceive that as a satire or somebody who's attacking you with a sassy remark. You see what I'm talking about? It happens a lot. Now, this is an extreme example, but at a subtle level, this happens all the time. And that's what is the problem with speaking. Because if you just speak, you're just leaving at the perception of the other person what to make out of it. That's dangerous. So those things, those messages which are more important, you need to communicate. So what do? You speak. Of course, speaking is the start of communication. You speak, but then you also ensure that the person may have some noises in their head because of the situation, because of the emotions, because of all the things that we talked about. And then what you do, you take a feedback. You try to ask the person, hey, did you understand it in the same manner as I wanted you to understand? That means you ask the person to repeat, you ask the person to give evidences of the fact that the person has actually understood what you wanted to say, what you wanted to mean, what you wanted that person to understand. And that is communication. Till the time you get this feeling that the other person has not really understood you, you need to keep on continuing with this sender-receiver model. You have to go in a cyclical manner till the other person actually understands exactly the way you wanted that person to understand. I'm pretty sure that you realize that communication is not easy, nor does it come naturally. Speaking comes naturally, not communicating. When a child cries, that's just speaking. And that's why the parents go crazy trying to figure out what is really ailing the child. All the veterinarians out there who are animal doctors would be so happy if the animals could communicate. But guess what? They only speak, right? Now, it doesn't mean that speaking is bad or speaking is less important. Yes, there are a lot of information which just needs to be broadcasted as Dhwani actually explained to all of you. However, there are certain messages which have a lot of importance, and in that case, you would rather communicate instead of just speaking. You would want to ensure that the other person understands it in the same manner as you wanted that person to understand, because that's an important message. So it's not everything that you need to communicate. That's even more important point that you need to understand. Communication is important, it is difficult, but you do not communicate everything. It's just an overwork. It is too much of work. There are a lot of things that just needs to be spoken, broadcasted, just known to people. But there are some important things which need to be communicated, and that's where your 80-20 principle comes into practice. All right, let's give you a live demo of the difference between speaking and communicating. Hey Dhwani, I'm really thirsty. Can I have something to drink?
Sure, I'll get you some.
All right, cool. While she's getting it, the point is that when you are actually communicating, you also need to be making sure that the other person is doing a lot of active listening. The only way to ensure that the other person is doing a lot of active listening is when you actually end up asking certain questions to them about what you've just spoken. And you have to then go step by step to actually, make it into a communication. Wait a second. Is that water in a vodka bottle?
Yes, that is.
What made you think that I'm going to want to have water?
Well, you were thirsty and I thought about water.
Yeah, but then people also like to drink a lot of other things like a cola, a beer, or some kind of a drink that you have, or something like a sherbet or anything. I mean, come on.
Sorry, I'm not a mind reader. I just thought you would like water.
My God. I'm sorry, we're just making a video on communicating and speaking, and this is what we are doing. I'm sorry, guys. So that was an example of speaking, right? Can you just place it somewhere before I think it's vodka and have it?
Sure.
All right. So the point is, I was talking about active listening, and let's do this again, because I'm pretty sure that I could not actually communicate with my own daughter, right? There's so many things that you take for granted with your own people. And that's why communication is even more important, where you think that you're taking a lot of assumptions. That was a perfect example. Hey, I'm really thirsty and I'm kind of sweating. I need something to drink.
Sure, I'll get some.
Wait a second. What do you think you're trying to get?
Water?
No, I'm not really thirsty for water. Okay. Do we have something like a Coke or some kind of a cola, some kind of a sherbet, some kind of a drink?
Yes,
buttermilk or something?
Cola is kept in the fridge. I'll just get you.
Is it too cold? Is it cold enough?
Cold?
It's slightly cool enough,
yes.
Right? Okay, perfect. I'm going to have that. How would you going to get it to me?
I'll directly get the bottle for you.
Oh, I don't have a bottle opener. Do we have a bottle opener somewhere?
Yes, we have.
Can you pour it in a glass?
Sure, I'll do that.
Is that okay, right?
No problem.
All right.
No
Okay,
problem.
cool. Right. By the way, in our refrigerator, we never keep any cola or anything. It was just an example, just to make up something for you guys. But I think you can see the concept of communication, right? There's a huge difference between speaking and communicating. This is Maneesh Vijay.
And this is Dhwani Vijay.
From PM Pulse, bringing to you PM Ninja videos. All these videos talk about everything around management in general, but project management in particular. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe and make sure you leave a comment and leave a thumbs up mark. That helps a lot. All right. Thank you for watching.